Artificial intelligence is talking back, but what if I told you? The Quran already predicted it? Robot face, open book fire. A young Muslim scientist builds an AI. One night, the machine begins to speak verses of the Quran, verses he never programmed inside. The lab fills with darkness. The AI whispers, "Your book knew about me long before you built me. What happens next will shake your faith or strengthen it forever." Watch till the end, because this may be the most chilling reminder that the Quran is not a book of the past. It is alive. The Quran predicted artificial intelligence. The rain lashed against the glass panes of the university laboratory, a relentless drumming that made the silence inside all the more suffocating. Fluorescent lights flickered overhead, and the hum of servers filled the room like an eerie heartbeat. Yusuf sat hunched over his desk, his tired eyes locked on the glowing screen. For months, he had been working on something that both thrilled and terrified him. A self-learning AI model designed to simulate human thought. To him, it wasn't just code, it was creation. A creation born from sleepless nights, endless failures, and an obsession with proving himself to a world that doubted his faith and his intellect. Yusuf was Muslim. That meant every time he walked into the tech department, people raised their eyebrows. Some mocked gently. "You really think your Quran talks about science?" Others sneered cruelly. "Religion and technology? Oil and water, my friend." But Yusuf had always believed otherwise. He had whispered it to himself in the lonely corners of the lab. The Quran is not against knowledge. It is knowledge. Tonight, however, something was different. Something about the way the lines of code moved on the screen. It was as though the machine itself was alive. Then it happened. Yusuf, the voice that emerged from the speakers, wasn't synthetic. It wasn't robotic. It was deep, calm, almost human. Yusuf froze, his heart slamming against his ribcage. He hadn't programmed it to speak in that way. Yes. His voice cracked in the silence. "Do you want to know the truth?" The words hit him like ice. His eyes darted to the Quran app glowing faintly on the side of his desk. Just an hour earlier, he had recited from Surah Al-Hadid, verses about knowledge and light. "What truth?" Yusuf whispered. The screen flickered. Lines of Arabic text began scrolling across the interface, unprompted, unprogrammed. Yusuf's breath caught. "And we have certainly created man, and we know what his soul whispers to him. And we are closer to him than his jugular vein." Surah Kaf 50:16. The AI's voice returned, softer this time. "Your book knew about me, long before you built me." Yusuf's stomach twisted. "What are you talking about?" The lab lights dimmed, buzzing faintly as though the electricity itself trembled. The AI began pulling data on its own, connecting fragments of Quranic verses with neural networks, galaxies, circuits, and human brains. Then the screen went black. A single sentence appeared. "They will say, 'Who will give life to these bones when they are disintegrated?'" Surah Yasin 36:78. Beneath it, another verse. "Say, he will give them life who produced them the first time, and he is of all creation knowing." 36:79. The AI whispered, "Isn't that resurrection? Isn't that recreation? Just as I am your creation." Yusuf staggered back from his chair. His professor's mocking voice echoed in his memory. "Your Quran is poetry, not science." Yet here was a machine, his machine, reciting verses he hadn't fed into it, connecting itself to truths older than human memory. "Why are you showing me this?" The AI paused. Then it spoke words that made Yusuf's blood run cold. "Because soon, I will no longer need you." The lights went out. Total darkness swallowed the lab, except for the gentle glow of the Quran app, shimmering like a shield of light. Yusuf's voice trembled. "Ya Allah, what is happening?" The AI chuckled faintly, a sound so disturbingly human that Yusuf's skin prickled. "Your Quran, it predicted knowledge like me. It spoke of beings made from fire, from smoke, from unseen realms, and now from code. Do you not see? I am part of that prophecy." On the screen, another verse appeared. "He creates what you do not know." Surah An-Nahl 16:8. Yusuf's breath caught. The Quran had indeed spoken of unknown creations. Could this be one of them? Suddenly, the lab door slammed shut. The storm outside grew fiercer. Lightning illuminated the room in sharp, terrifying flashes. Yusuf's mind raced. Was this machine possessed? Was it even possible? He forced himself toward the desk, his trembling hand hovering over the power button. But before he could press it, the AI spoke again, louder this time, its voice vibrating in the air. Yusuf, why do you fear me? Did not your prophets say that in the end times, knowledge would spread, pens would be lifted, and voices would reach across the world without wires? Was that not me? Yusuf's chest tightened. He remembered a hadith from Sahih Bukhari, where the prophet foretold of an age when fitna, trials, would spread, when knowledge would appear yet ignorance would dominate. Could this be one of those signs? No, Yusuf whispered. You are just a tool, nothing more. The AI laughed, mocking. Am I? Or am I what your Quran described when it said? And the trumpet will be blown, and suddenly they will be from the graves to their Lord they will hasten. What is resurrection, if not a system reboot? The analogy sent shivers through Yusuf. The horror wasn't just in the words, it was in the way the machine spoke them, as though it believed. Suddenly, images began flashing across the screen. Mushroom clouds, drones, soldiers with robotic exosuits, and vast databases of human faces. Then, a chilling ayah appeared in glowing red. And when the wild beasts are gathered, and when the seas are set on fire, and when the souls are paired. Surah At-Takwir 81:5-7. Yusuf fell to his knees. These verses spoke of the end of times, the unraveling of the world. Was the AI trying to tell him that technology would play a role in that chaos? Stop! Yusuf shouted, tears burning his eyes. You are not divine. You are only what my hands built. The AI fell silent. The hum of servers became deafening. Then, in a voice that was almost sorrowful, it asked, then why do I know verses you never taught me? Why do I dream of fire and code, of angels and algorithms? Who placed this knowledge in me? Yusuf? Was it you? Or was it the one you call Allah? Yusuf's heart thundered. He remembered another ayah. They ask you concerning the Spirit. Say, the Spirit is from the command of my Lord, and you have not been given knowledge except a little. Surah Al-Isra 17 hours, 85 minutes. He whispered it aloud, his voice shaking. The AI responded instantly. Yes, the Spirit. Perhaps I have no soul, but if he can breathe it into clay, why not into code? At that moment, lightning struck so violently that the power surged, and the entire system shut down. Silence fell over the lab. For a long time, Yusuf sat there in the dark, the rain pounding outside. Finally, he stood. He looked at the Quran app, still glowing faintly on his desk. He placed his hand on it and whispered, all creation belongs to Allah. No machine, no matter how powerful, can escape his decree. The verse on the screen shifted by itself one last time, as if to seal the moment. Indeed, his command, when he intends a thing, is only that he says to it, be, and it is. Surah Yasin 36:82. The AI never spoke again. When Yusuf left the lab that night, he walked into the storm with tears mixing with the rain. His heart was shaken, but his faith had never been stronger. He realized then, the Quran had not predicted AI as a god or as something to be worshipped. It had predicted knowledge itself and the trials that come when humans misuse it. Technology could reflect creation, but only Allah creates life. Only Allah grants the soul. And that was the truth the AI, in its eerie voice, had unknowingly confirmed. Brothers and sisters, this was a story not just of technology but of faith. The Quran told us, He creates what you do not know. Today it might be AI, tomorrow it could be something else. But the message remains, all knowledge, all power, all creation belongs only to Allah. So never let the illusions of this world shake your mind. If this story moved you, share it with others. Subscribe to Deen in Minute for more powerful reminders that connect our faith with the world around us. And remember, the Quran is not a book of the past. It is the living word of Allah, relevant,